Hi guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Behind the Sounds. As always, I'm your host Leah. I'm joined today by three guys who have gone from strength to strength over the last few years. Please welcome Restless Road. How are you guys?
What's
We're
up?
doing great.
Good.
Thanks
How
for
are
having
you?
us.
So good, thank you. You are so welcome. I love the energy already. I know you guys are super busy at the moment. You are coming over to the UK very, very soon for a tour with Kane Brown. So we're super excited to have you. Are you looking forward to it? How's it been being back out on the road?
It's been unbelievable. We leave tomorrow, so we got to get packed tonight. But we're very, very excited. Anytime you go to a new country, you don't really know what to expect. But so far, we've been to Australia and Canada this year, and every show that's been outside of the U.S. has been unbelievable. So we think that this is going to be an incredible time, and we're just really, really excited to meet people.
It's going to be so great, and I love that you're going back out on the road with Kane. We'll talk a little bit about that because you've worked with him kind of for quite a long time. And for those listeners who kind of may not know your origin story, who you are, can you tell us a little bit about how the three of you kind of finally ended up as the Restless Road that you guys are together?
Yeah, well, have you ever heard of Craigslist? No, I'm just kidding. So, about 10 years ago, Colton and I were on a TV show called The X Factor, where we were individuals competing. And on the show, we met and we formed the band Restless Road. And we went pretty far on in the show. And that's actually where we met Kane Brown, too. He was supposed to be the fourth member of our band. And he had different ambitions. And he went on his own path, and we did as well. And yeah, I don't know. He did pretty good, but I think we did a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, we just feel really bad it didn't work out.
Yeah, too bad. But we're joking, and obviously Kane went on to have this massive career, and we were basically trying to find our footing after the show. And about a year after the show, Garrett joined the band, and we were trying to make things work, and things weren't working. And finally, Kane Brown came back into our lives, and we reconnected with him. And one thing led to another, and he gave us this amazing opportunity to record an EP and join him on tour here in the US to start. And that's what we did. And then next thing you know, a couple of years later, we're now traveling, not just the US, but the whole world with him. And we've got to go to Australia and Canada, and we're going to finish it off over in Europe and the UK. And these are all places that we've never been, and we've just been blown away by this experience, and we don't take it for granted, and we just want to go out there and do the best. It's a dream come true for us to be able to go overseas and play not just our music, but country music, and represent that, and we're just honored. So we're so pumped.
I think so many fans over the world are just excited as you guys. As you say, you know, you've done all this stuff with Kane, and he went on a very different path. Are there any regrets? Do you ever look at each other and think, oh, I wish I'd gone solo?
Oh, no.
No.
I can say personally, too, when I was younger, I actually watched these guys on the X Factor. So I wasn't part of the original show, but I was watching them, saw their journey, and I thought that they were really, really cool. And so a year after the show, when it ended, and I had the opportunity to join the band. I wasn't expecting to be in a band, but it seemed so cool. Like they're saying, there was something so special about seeing guys my age like come together and make like harmonies and do this whole group together. Because growing up, when you think about being an artist or doing music for a living, it's super exciting, but I would imagine it's pretty, it could probably get lonely and be pretty tough when it's just you, like one person traveling and trying to figure out all the ins and outs of the music industry by yourself. So when I was joining the group, I thought it was awesome. I was like, it's guys my age, traveling together, learning the ropes, singing, making music. I mean, it just seemed really, really cool and exciting and a little bit different from just kind of doing it on your own.
I love that. And it's obviously you harmonize super well and you've got that. Did any of you have any prior experience of working with other people when it came to music, or was it a completely brand new process to learn when you were
Not at all.
No,
I didn't even know what a harmony was.
I wish you could have been a fly on the wall when we first started this. It was a very interesting, long process to get to where we are today. But I feel like today we're better than we were. I'll just say that.
10 years of practice.
We're not as good as we're gonna get, but we're better than we used to be.
Oh, that was great. That's a song.
I love that.
song in there somewhere, isn't there?
Yeah, Tim McGraw kind of beat us all too.
So obviously over the years, when you finally kind of got together and you got with Kane and you were on tour with him, you'd had this collaboration with him. Was it quite a full circle moment doing it all with him again, kind of being back there and on the road, obviously on the midst of a pandemic? But how was that kind of reuniting with him? A lot of your fans and his fans, I'm sure, discovered you all at the same time. How was it being back with him all them years ago?
It truly is full circle. That's been our whole catchphrase through this whole thing. And yeah, we got to record that debut EP, and on that EP we got to record a song called Take Me Home with Kane. So that right there is kind of that full circle moment of hearing this band and with Kane, and it being the four of us, and kind of funny to think that that's the original vision that didn't quite pan out in the past, but here we are 10 years later, and we're able to listen to it and experience it, and it's so cool. And we love Kane to death, so just glad that we can have a song with him.
It's so great. And of course, when you were doing all that and it was all coming out, we were on the midst of a global pandemic, which none of us knew, and you were on the up and up anyway. It was probably going to happen, but did you ever expect what happened in kind of lockdown and the pandemic with TikTok, with Instagram, all of it? Did you ever expect the success that it's given you?
No, not at all. I mean, when the kind of the lockdown happened, I mean, TikTok was out, but it wasn't as a powerful as it wasn't a cultural thing. I don't think is as big as it is now. Like, it's huge. It's crazy. But I remember when we first kind of like went into lockdown, TikTok was in the conversation. People were like, you guys should get on TikTok and make a few. So we had no idea what we were doing. We didn't know what a TikTok was. We didn't know how to do it. And I remember it was a lot of trial and error. I think, we probably made like 30 or 40 videos before we had one that really did anything. We didn't know to do funny stuff, to sing on there, to just do lifestyle stuff. I mean, it was completely uncharted territory for us. And I kind of just think we were throwing stuff at the wall, trying to figure out, how do we connect with people on this platform? And luckily, after a lot of videos we did, we had one that really just popped off, and it's been kind of a roller coaster since then. But it's been incredible to be able to connect with so many people around the world through TikTok or just any social media really in general. It's been a really, really great thing for us.
It has, and as you say, one video blows up and then it kind of becomes this whole phenomenon. And you, as you say, you've used it for different things, for funny, for music. Obviously now with your own music, kind of giving people snippets of what's to come, etc. But looking back, and I'm hoping you've probably all got a different answer. Is there one kind of video that you've done, whether it been a mashup or a funny video, that sticks in your mind as one of the best ones that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few I think we'll all say, but I'll just start with the OG. The one that started it all was we rewrote this song to a drinking song, and that became one of our favorite things to do. It was, here's to the beers that we bought, cheers to the beers that were here, now they're not. And I'm gonna spare you all the rest, but you can look up the beer song by Restless Road on TikTok. Check it out.
I think there's a tab. Is there a tab on TikTok that has like the most, like your most viral videos, or all the viral videos that you have? Pretty sure there is one.
Harry Potter one was.
Oh yeah,
the
Harry Potter. That one was crazy.
Redneck.
We had the idea so we went back to Colton's hometown, Daynese, West Virginia, and he lives on a massive family farm. It's where he grew up, and his dad had this, like a construction equipment. It's called an excavator. So it's the big claw thing you see to like dig dirt. And we had the bright idea to tie me to this excavator arm and swing me around. And so, yeah, I had a broomstick. I had like some blue jeans on. I had like a trash bag cape. And yeah, they tied me up by the waist, and then I just swung around. And then I remember Zach voiced it over, and he's like, "You're a redneck, Harry." And it was a huge video for us.
That made Snapchat's video of the year.
It was on their rewind for like what, 2020. Yeah, it was like on this. They did like a rewind of like the biggest videos of the year. And I remember I was scrolling through there in our redneck Harry Potter thing where it says, "You're a redneck, Harry." It just came on, and I was like, "You're kidding me." We made the Snapchat rewind.
That one was a really good one. And then the other one that really sticks out to me was we did Tennessee whiskey in a bar down here called Old Glory. And I think that it's funny because in the beginning, I feel like when we were first getting on TikTok, it was this idea of like, let's let's do anything and everything that we can just to start building fans. And we started with like the beer song, which is kind of funny, and we weren't really singing. It was kind of like this yelling redneck kind of yelling kind of thing. And then we had like the redneck Harry Potter, but then we started trying to shift the narrative into, hey, we're actually musicians, we're actually singers. And that was kind of the one that really kind of stuck out to me, that really was kind of that first where people were like, oh wow, these guys I feel like can sing. So the Tennessee Whiskey video kind of sticks out to me too.
I love that. And was there ever a point, because as you say, you were just kind of putting anything out there, when you realized it was getting all this momentum and you were kind of getting all these followers and views, was it then a bit like, oh, okay, we've got something here, let's use this to our advantage? Was there then a plan of what you were going to do following that?
I wish I could say there was.
Well, yeah.
But in the beginning, there wasn't really.
Not really. And I mean, like, I don't know. Yes, I feel like we do think about things now, like TikTok, when we going forward, when we do have music, but I kind of think the best social media is just when you truly are just having fun, and not, you don't have some expectation of like this needs to go viral, or like we need to blow this up. Like if it does, great, and if it doesn't, like I feel like social media is just a place to have fun or share information, and just, I don't know, like that's what's more important, I think, than like, I don't know.
I feel like our most viral videos have always been the ones where we didn't put much time or thought into them. It just kind of happened. And then the ones we really, really think about and we're like, this has to go viral. Well, guess what? They have like 2,000 views.
Yeah, never works like that.
It's just, I feel like it's one of those things where you got to have fun with it. You got to be willing. I think our biggest thing, and sometimes we get mad at Zach for it, but because.
Well, you get mad at Zach?
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Because Zach's our social media guru. He's very much the one who drives our social media the most, and but the willingness to always film something, I think, is the key to a lot of it. And there's been points in times where we're out in the middle of a mall and everybody's looking at you, and Zach will go, "This is a perfect spot to film a TikTok."
It's the best spot.
And me and Garrett are like, no. But guess what? A lot of times those videos go viral, and I think that's a lot of it. It's just the willingness to always film a video, no matter if you feel uncomfortable or out of place and those kind of things, because you never know where inspiration will strike.
Exactly. And that is the point. And you've done so much. Did you ever think, kind of, when you were on tour before and you're writing and releasing all of your own music, now kind of your tour set list involves a lot of covers and a lot of those things that have gone viral on TikTok. Did you ever intend on putting those social media videos into your live shows?
Not really, no, because I think because like the whole reason we started getting on TikTok was because of the global pandemic. So it was more so just like, we were in this spot where it was like we were on tour with Kane, and then we had just put our EP out, and then the whole world shut down, and you just didn't know when it was going to come back. So we kind of joined more so in a place of, we need to stay connected with people, and like they're saying, like, it started as like, we need to show people our personality. Like no one really knows us, and we need to show people that, we have a good time, we have fun. And then when those kind of like funnier videos came out, I don't think we ever like intended on putting those kind of funny things in our set, because like they were saying, it kind of shifted from like, hey, we're throwing a net out here and we've got a lot of eyeballs on us now, but now we need to show people like we're a serious band, because it started as kind of a fun thing, and then it shifted towards, we want to be a serious act. Like I don't think we would ever sing the beer song live, but maybe we will.
As far as like she's saying, like as far as like the mashups and stuff, I think there for a while we started getting a lot of people coming up to us and they were going, "Oh my gosh, I know you guys from TikTok. I loved your mashup of X and X, or this and this," and so we were like, at that point in time, we were starting to think, if people are knowing us from these mashups, like, and they have no idea who we are, we probably should throw a mashup into, because it's almost, I feel like it's kind of become our thing that I feel like a lot of people, if you know us from social media, you know us from our mashups. And that's been like a big thing for us. So yeah, I mean, we definitely we have a mashup. We'll do a mashup when we're in the UK, and it's kind of just become a thing. And honestly, I have a feeling that probably until the day we decide to call it quits, there will probably be a mashup in our set. So I mean, because it to me too, and I think what we love about it is that we all grew up on different kinds of music, and we try to do mashups to where there's something for everybody. We try to do new songs as well as old songs, as well as just songs that anybody and everybody would know. So it's a way to get them all done in one song, and there's something for everybody. So we really enjoy them.
Yeah, and as you say, people are now kind of coming up to you and recognize you guys from social media. I'm assuming probably when you're together mainly as well, like when it's the three of you.
That's definitely predominantly that.
Did you notice a difference from being on tour post-pandemic to then, sorry, pre-pandemic to then going on tour now? How
Oh
has
yeah.
it changed the kind of visibility, the fans, the people coming up to you singing along? Has it been a kind of complete 360? Is it a change from before?
Yeah, it was one of those things that like it kind of really sucks at first because you're thinking everything's going wrong, and then obviously we downloaded the TikTok. We had a lot of time on social media, and so when we did come back out, I think it definitely played into our favor. A lot more people were familiar with us when we were at our shows, and then when we were walking around in the street, people would be coming up to us a lot more. I think we started noticing that a lot at the beginning of last year, and so yeah, I think it was just a patience thing. Like it sucked to have to wait, but it ended up really it did play into our favor, and it's been really cool. Hopefully, it just keeps going, keeps going up and up
To
and
the
up
moon.
to the moon.
I'm sure it will. So, for anyone who hasn't been to one of your shows, or perhaps is coming to one of the shows in the UK, in a nutshell, what can they expect from you guys?
Harmonies.
Yeah, harmonies and uh honestly, I normally always say energy, and there's going to be energy, but it's a different kind of energy because this is the we're getting to strip it down acoustic, which is something that we haven't got to do in a really really long time. But I think there's something really powerful about when you do that because I think it makes our voices stand out that much more. So I would just say if you're a lover of harmonies, then I think you're really going to love the show because there's going to be and we're going to play all the songs that that we've put out that people love and those kind of things. So and you're going to get to hear
Our story, how we came
yeah.
together. I'm sure, for any of your listeners who haven't been to Nashville, one of the big things they do here is they do songwriting rounds where you'll go from person to person on guitar and it's all acoustic and everybody's listening and people tell the stories. So it's going to be kind of more intimate like that for us, where we're going to probably be sharing how we wrote stuff, sharing how we came together as a band, and then singing a lot of our favorite songs we used to listen to growing up. So there's going to be something for everybody, and yeah.
And
It'll
does
be
it
good.
work that way, sorry, to kind of do it individually and together at the same time? Like, are you all bringing your own ideas to the table with what songs you want to sing and what kind of mashups you want to do? Are you all bringing individual ideas, or is it kind of set in stone already?
We at this point in time think as an organism.
We just
we're one organism.
We flipped a coin and
We've
made Garrett
assumed-
do everything this time.
We have a symbiotic relationship. No, I think like they were saying, I think we all grew up on different music, and I think that's what's really cool and special. Like when we're building out our set, Colton will have one idea of what we should put in, and I might have another, and Zach, he'll have a whole different thing, and it's really cool being able to talk through it and find ways to mesh all those ideas together. And I think that's a part of why we think our band's pretty unique and special, because it's just three dudes who used to be soloists coming together and making something pretty special. So.
Love that. And talking of journeys, you've got a brand new single coming out next week. I want to talk a little bit about it. One of the things I love to know are the stories behind songs and how they get to you, and why you picked this song to be kind of your next single. On My Way, can you tell us a little bit about the origins of that song and where it came from?
Yeah, so we were talking about that lockdown moment, and that's when the song started. It was when we had just gotten off a tour with Kane. The world shut down, and we were just trying to figure out what to do next. And this song came from a place where it was really easy to feel hard on yourself and feel like you're not doing enough, and you comparing yourself to everybody else. And so we wrote this song as a reminder to ourselves that it's okay to be a work in progress. It's okay if we're not exactly where we want to be yet. It's just important just to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I think that was important for us to hear back then. It's important for us to hear today. And I think years down the road, this is still going to be important to us. And that's why we wanted to put the song out, because I just think we all, no matter what the song feels like, it's really a part of us. And we wrote it from the bottom of our heart. And we just felt like it was the perfect way to start this year. Really this song feels like going back really more to our roots than some other releases. Like, this feels like really just honest, and there's a lot of harmonies in it, and just the message to us is so powerful. And
we've been holding this song
Yeah.
for a while. I mean, we've had this song recorded for almost 2 years, and I feel like it was one of those songs. I know when we wrote it, I know me personally, I think I couldn't listen to it for like the first 10 times without crying, because it was really raw. It's one of those things that I feel like when you're a songwriter, you try to write from the most honest place. And this song is exactly that. And every time I would listen to it, I just would remember kind of where we were in that moment and how we were all feeling. And I cried last night. I got to see the video for the first time that's going to come out.
yeah,
wait for the music video. It's so heartstrings get pulled.
I sent it to my mom, and my mom bawled like a baby. It's just a really powerful song, and I feel like in this point in time, we just talked about this. I don't know what's different about this year, but I feel like it's like we're at this point of like season changing, like we're coming into a new season for us, and the song just felt right to be at the top this year and to start the year off with. So I think that people are really going to enjoy this song. I mean, we've been teasing this song a lot for about the past month, and this is the best response from any song. I mean, including Growing Old With You, and that was our biggest song yet. So we've got high hopes for this song. Listen, you set your bar for, what do we always say? You set your bar for the moon, and you
shoot for the
stars, land
on the moon.
So, but I think we are very excited about this song, and it's going to be weird too, because we've never released a song where we weren't in the US when it came out. So, and I know, like, it, as an artist, when you release a song, the first thing you do is you check iTunes and you check Spotify and you check all these things to see, and social media to see who's watching it. And I just thought about this yesterday, that I'm pretty sure since we're in the UK, that our iTunes isn't going to show up American iTunes, it's going to show up UK iTunes. So it's going to be a whole different experience.
So UK, don't let us down.
Don't let us down.
You're going to be ahead as well. So like anyone that starts streaming, you're going to have to wait like 8 hours until they actually
No.
drop that one in as well. But it's great. I've been lucky enough to hear a preview of it, and I'm super excited for the world to hear it, because it is definitely a tug at the heartstrings one, and I'm super excited to see the video as well. So I have 3 questions to kind of tie up this whole interview with you. Now, normally I let people have 3 answers to each of the questions, but as there's 3 of you, I'm going to make it really difficult and give you 1 answer each. So I do apologize in advance, because they are pretty hard questions, but I feel like it is a great way to get to know people. So firstly, the question is, can you name 3 songs that you wish you'd have written? So 1 song that you wish you'd written. It's a tough question.
Each, 1 song each?
1 song each.
Yes.
When You Say Nothing at All.
Great choice.
What's yours?
Mine would be 3 Wooden Crosses, Randy Travis.
Ooh, I really lately I've loved the Cody Johnson Till You Can't. I really wish I'd have wrote that. It's such a good song.
Good one.
It's a great song. And you don't often get people say songs that have been written in the past few years, so I like that. What about 3 albums or 1 album that you couldn't live without?
Oh, I'll start. Dude, I know this is so funny, but when I was in 10th grade, the Anything Goes album by FGL came out, and like for some reason that's my go-to album. I cannot, like, I will always go to that. That's one that puts me in a moment in time. Like, I go back to my truck in 10th grade when any of those songs come on, I'm like, that I remember where I was when I heard that for the first time. That was one of the big ones.
I'm not even saying this because you're from the UK, but literally any One Direction album. I love One Direction so much, and like when I'm on a road trip and I'm feeling tired, I throw on the old hits and any of them. Maybe the second to last one's my favorite.
I would say the Feels Like Today album by Rascal Flatts.
They have good choices, and 3 albums that no one's ever said. So I love that. Normally you get ones that people always say.
What's the Casey Musgraves album though that we drive to all the time? Golden
Hour.
Golden Hour. If that is probably one of the most well done.
She told you only get one answer.
Sorry, I just had to toss that in. That's honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Okay, cool. And then final one, if you can pick just one person, an artist or a writer or producer, whomever that you haven't yet worked with, that is on your bucket list to work with, we use it as a manifesting session, we can tag them, who would it be?
Oh, this is really, really, really interesting.
You know, I would probably say one thing I've always wanted to do is I would love to write a song with Sam Hunt. I remember when his first like album dropped, and I thought all the songs on there were like really unique and cool, like especially for the time. Like it was like 2015 when he released, what was it, Between the Pines?
Yeah.
I thought he was just super, super good, and I've wanted to for years. I was like, I would love to like be in a room with Sam Hunt and like try to write a song with him. I think that would be really cool.
That would be very cool.
Mine's a split answer. So mine's what? I can't choose one.
Okay,
It's
fine, you can have 2.
All right, I'll give you a split answer because he's probably my favorite artist out right now, Cody Johnson. But then I've always wanted to write and record a song with Chris Stapleton. It's been my dream for forever. He has my all-time favorite voice of anybody ever in existence. His voice is just immaculate. There's no other way. I mean, yeah.
This song was the question. You have to write a song with them.
No,
you said a producer, like a collab artist, like anything, like write a song, sing a song.
I feel like it'd be so cool if we did a song with Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah,
that would be very cool. That would just be hard.
Honorable mention, Jonas Brothers. I would love to do. I would love to do a collab with the Jonas Brothers.
We really, the CMT Crossroads sessions where there's like a pop artist and a country artist. We would love to do our Crossroads with the Jonas Brothers.
I feel like we could make that happen.
I would love that. That'd be so sick.
I feel like
we'll put this bit on TikTok. We'll make that go viral, and then
Jonas Brothers, if you're watching it.
Wait, maybe you just give us a good idea. Maybe we need to do a TikTok series where we go. Putting out a cover of a Jonas Brothers song every day until they agree to be a Crossroads with us.
That would be.
We literally do their songs every day until they agree to do it.
Yeah,
that's actually
one condition because that was my idea. I get a ticket.
Yeah,
deal.
You get a shout out when it happens. We'll be like, it was because of Leah.
Perfect. Okay, cool. Well, that kind of ends my questions, but obviously you are going to be here next week, which I'm super excited about. I know it is a long-awaited tour from both you guys and Kane, so it's going to be a really great show.
What one are you coming to?
London.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
It's going to be.
We'll see you there. It's going to be awesome. We can't wait.
But post-tour, just to kind of round off this interview, can you just give us a little hint for what is to come in the future for you guys, including a CMT Crossroads with Jonas Brothers?
This year, our biggest focus is releasing more music than we've ever done, and we've already got so much of it already finished up, and we got plans to go back in and do more, and we're going to be putting out more music than we ever before. So I'm going to keep it at that.
Last year was our big touring year. This is and I feel like because it was our big touring year, I think we only put out 2 songs last year.
So this year
is like if you're a music lover, they're going to
We're going to give you more than you could ever want.
Well, I look forward to it. I'm sure all your fans do too. Safe travels and good luck with the tour. We are looking forward to seeing you guys. And thank you so much for joining us today. I cannot wait to hear all what's to come.
Thanks,
thank you so much for having us. We'll see you next week.
We will.